Okay, so deliverance is the children's bread, says the book of Matthew. And when I tell you that I've been walking with the Lord for 2 years now, like consistently. And when I tell you that I never thought in a million years that I would be delivered like this, listen, deliverance is for the children of God. If you want to be delivered, God will deliver you. So listen up. Listen if you want to hear my story on being delivered. So, like, in going through actual deliverance, because I know God can deliver us from so many different things without, like, going through, like, deliverance. You know what I'm saying? Like, the screaming, the yelling, or whatever it may be for you, the crying, the weeping, whatever it is, deliverance looks different. But in the book of Acts, it talks all about it. So I'm like strong with the Lord, you know, but inside of me, I'm feeling like I need to be delivered. Like, I feel this. And basically, I'm like driving, right? I'm driving, okay? And I'm like, I want to be delivered. Like, I really want, I just know that there are, like, I know I need to be delivered of unclean spirits, things that I've come in, that I've legalized, like, I've come into contract with. I've accepted, you know, bad thoughts, negative thoughts, lustful thoughts. Like, I've accepted them. We're not perfect. And when we do that, we give legal rights to these thoughts, these demons, these unclean spirits. And so essentially, it's been a long time since I've truly, like, repented and, like, actually, you know, of course I've confessed, but, like, I'll confess and then it'll go weeks or weeks without, you know, I'll just allow the thoughts, essentially, right? And so I just was like, I know I need to be delivered. So I'm driving, right? And I'm, like, talking to my best friend. You already know her, Jackie, on here. And I'm like, Jackie, like, I know I need to be delivered. She said, okay, let's do it. So literally I start repenting of lust, sexual immortality, and perversion. I started repenting of fear and anxiety, because there's a lot of things that are kind of going on in my life right now that's kind of causing me to have, like, fear and anxiety and just unbelief and doubt and worry. And I just started, like, repenting and like just letting it go and truly giving it up, right? And so I'm driving and I'm like, I cannot make it home. I was about 20 minutes away from home. I pulled over and I'm like I feel it. Like, it's so crazy. I never thought this would ever happen to me. I literally was just watching, like, this past weekend, a sermon with Richard Lorenzo Jr. and they were having the service, and there was a girl, like, they emphasized her, and she was essentially, like, doing what I was doing. Like, she wasn't, like, screaming, like, at the top of her lungs, but she was like, oh my gosh, like, she was like hyperventilating a little bit, and just, I think she was crying, but they zoomed in on her, and something inside of me was like, that won't be me. That will never be me. Like, I didn't say that. Okay. And so anyways, I'm driving, pulled over, and I'm like, Jackie, like, oh my gosh, like, I just was continuously repenting. And all of a sudden I just started, like, screaming, like, and this is a couple of days ago, so I've had time to just ponder and, like, be with the Lord and be filled with joy. And it's crazy. It's so crazy. Like, deliverance is for the children. Deliverance is for the people who want it, right? You cannot be delivered of something that you still want. And I just really want to share that testimony. There are so many places in the Bible that especially in the book of Acts, well, I think more so in the book of Acts, where their deliverance is real, right? Like, I am a living testimony of that. I never thought that that would be me, ever. And I'm over here like having my hands like this out like that, and I'm just allowing the Holy Spirit to move. Like, I didn't have an agenda. I didn't know what it was gonna look like. And that's when true deliverance comes. And man, like, I know it's so real. I've never denied the work of the Holy Spirit. I've never denied like that's fake, like, of course I know there are some, like, I'm not ignorant to the fact of that, but the majority of the ones that I actually all the ones that I see, they're real people, the real deal. And for it to happen to me, like, I was high key in shock. I stood there like this for like 5 minutes. So essentially it was like 10 minutes of like the whole deliverance, but it felt like an eternity. But I just stood there like this, like, I cannot believe that just happened. Like, I cannot believe that just happened. And I tell you right now, you don't have to go to church, like in a building. You just need to be with people who believe in God. And you can even do it by yourself. Like, I know plenty of people who have done self-deliverance and renouncing these things and coming out of contract with them. And that's okay. Excuse me. Whatever your deliverance looks like, that's what God has a plan for you. And I just wanted to tell somebody that, because my gosh, like, it just feels so good knowing that you are filled with the Holy Spirit, like, on a new level. And if you want deliverance, like, ask the Lord. And by the way, before I even had the deliverance, I was feeling like praying and telling the Lord, like, I want to be delivered. And he was like, deliverance is the children's bread. So I just pray, if you feel like you need deliverance, just don't have an agenda and allow the Holy Spirit to move.